Anyway, like, learn because it is good to know things. If you want to know how to convince other people of this crazy, zany, conspiratorial mess that we're in, it depends on the person you're talking to. What I think is most important is for people to know who is good and who is bad. Doesn't that make sense? Imagine it's 1941 and you're an American and you're talking to some politically undifferentiated people who don't really care that much about what's going on overseas, and you're just trying to get across the broad strokes to them. Who's good and who's bad? They say, well, I heard that Poland, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom are fighting, but I haven't really caught up much in it, you know? I don't really know. It's not my business. Wouldn't the most important thing to be to make sure they understand Germany's the bad guy? In my opinion, that's like step one. And if you can get them to step one, that's great. Now we can go to step two. Well, why are they like that? Well, ethno-nationalism, German expansionism, Lebensraum, right? Like the Germans believe that because of their ethnicity, because they're Germanic Aryan whites, they can expand, so on. And then the politically undifferentiated person might ask, okay, but if they just want more territory for their ethnic group, why are they invading France? Like, isn't that the Normans? Why are they invading the United Kingdom? Those are Anglo-Saxons. Why, if the goal of the Germans is to like sort of reclaim the reach of the Aryan Germans, why are they fighting with the Polish people? There are Aryans in Western Poland. Why are they doing this? And then you have to say, okay, the Nazis say that they just want to expand the territory of Aryan Germans. In reality, they want mass death. And then the person you're talking to goes, oh, what, like cartoon villains? So you're telling me the Nazis just want to conquer the world, like a book villain. They just want to kill everyone? You really think that? And then you have to go, yeah, no, yes, yes, that is what they're doing. Oh, then why are they allied with the Italians and the Japanese? Those are both non-Aryan ethnic groups. In fact, the Italians share a border with the Germans. The Italians are not ethnic Aryans, but they're not fighting. Clearly, the Germans don't want to destroy all other ethnic groups because they're allied with the Italians. And then you have to go, yes, that's true. They're hypocritical in this regard. However, that's only because they're political allies. In reality, the Germans probably in the long run would also want to kill the Italians. But before they can do that, they have to win this immediate war. So they're temporarily allying themselves with the Italians, and then the politically undifferentiated person says, why would the Italians ally themselves with an openly genocidal, expansionist, ethno-nationalist nation if they were later going to be destroyed? And you have to say, because they're stupid. Because they're fucking Italians, man. They don't know what's going on. They don't understand how far this goes. Hitler and Mussolini just met. They shared a cappuccino, and Mussolini had to sit there and pretend to understand this. Hitler talked about Aryan ghosts. They have no idea what they're dealing with. The Italians merely want an expansionist military dictatorship. The Nazis want mass death. And there's a difference between those two groups, even though they're both called fascists. And the politically undifferentiated person has to say, you sound like a lunatic. The politically undifferentiated person is like, you sound crazy. The Nazis believe in ghosts, and you have to say, yes! Yes, they do! They do believe in ghosts! And they believe in fucking Agartha and Hyperborea, and they believe in ancient Aryan witches that cast spells on their bloodline to make them stronger. And they believe in IQ, but only when the Ashkenazis don't outperform them in it. And you're not going to believe this, but pretty soon something called quantum relativity is going to be discovered, and they're going to call it Jewish science, and then we're going to nuke the Japanese. So you want to listen, you tell me when you think you have to cut the messaging off while talking to a normal person. Because I'm pretty sure if you went back to 1941, you would have a really tough time describing how bad the Nazis were to the average American. I think you'd have a pretty fucking difficult time.